The 2010s were the golden age of piracy.
Oh, yeah.
BitTorrent accounted for a third of all internet traffic.
Wow.
LimeWire had
That's
more
insane.
monthly users than Facebook, and the Pirate Bay was the only video store in town where you were sure to find what you were looking for. Hypothetically, of course. The world was slowly switching from physical to digital media, and even people who weren't particularly tech-savvy realized that digital goods could be replaced endlessly with practically zero marginal cost. At its peak, 95% of all music downloads were pirated because it had become cheaper and, above all else, an easier way to fill up large digital libraries that were being made possible by cheap digital storage. Then it just stopped. Now, as these services have become markedly worse and simultaneously more expensive, piracy is making a comeback. First and foremost, the majority of people actually would like to acquire their media legally as long as it was easy and not ridiculously expensive.
People want to have the media legally because it makes it easier to transfer and to use.
Was that these options were just so easy compared to piracy, and so cheap compared to buying songs or movies one by one that it just didn't really make sense to bother with anything else. Nowadays, that's clearly changed. There are dozens of streaming services that are each getting more and more expensive every year.
This is like we've gone full circle, and now we're all the way back to cable.
Split up over different providers, the services themselves are getting worse by introducing ads and pushing less relevant content. And on top of all of that, it's just not that easy anymore. Even individual TV shows have certain seasons split up over different streaming services, and the first step in sitting down—
what? The same show is on multiple streaming services with different seasons?
As the 1984 release of Gremlins, and So yeah, streaming services were cheap and easy, which killed the need for piracy. But then they slowly became expensive and terrible, which brought it back. Pretty straightforward, right?
Exactly.
Wrong. Result, nobody really bothers to pirate songs anymore.
That's right.
Which is particularly impressive when you remember that just 15 years ago, 95% of music was being downloaded illegally.
The thing is that, like, people are going, you either give it out for a price that people want to pay, or it gets stolen. Because they can't enforce it. So that, like, it's unethical to steal things, but nobody cares if you can steal it and get away with it.
It might be the movie industry that's broken.
I think that people will pay for the content if they can, but if it's annoying for them to pay for it, they'll just steal it.
So executives really want to pretend that eventually it'll work out. But if it doesn't, there are some lessons to be learned from the music industry which didn't beat piracy. It just made it unnecessary. The first is that movies have simply become too expensive for the current market.
And this is another big issue too.
Studios have recognized—
this is another big issue, is that, like, video games are running into